It is the long-awaited return of the FNATIC roster to the RLCS, and as Gibbs said, nerves could be an issue in this series, but I believe if you spoke to any of them during this time off, they have been ready and raring to go for this moment. They've been waiting for this for so long.
I think if there's one team that probably wouldn't get too affected by nerves, would be the one that just had to grind through the rival series, push through all that, dominate on everybody, do everything they can to get here. They essentially have gone undefeated for the last however many months as far as the RLCS is concerned. Or I guess rival series / RLCS, because then they...
But the whole branding.
Did they go... They went undefeated through their promotions, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's an impressive feat. Even if just talking about top 16 teams in Europe, the fact that they can literally just not mess up in big ways and just go completely undefeated is pretty amazing. Gotta say, I missed your Maestro. It's good to see you back.
Absolutely. I've been looking forward to seeing these guys for a very long time. Very understated team with the way that they end up playing, but it's been curious because it's been, as you mentioned, very difficult to see how they perform in big tournaments because their only real opportunities have been GFNT Elite Series, which is only just starting for them, and DreamHack, where they got drawn in the group of death with G2 and Gale Force. So it's like, okay, top tier might be a little bit of a stretch for them right now, but how do they deal with that little bit below? Whereabouts do they stack up? That's what we're going to find out this season. That's what we're going to find out with this match. Yeah,
Gibbs stating that their opponents right now are potentially one of the worst in the series, or in the championship series right now. I'm a little torn on who I think I'd put at the bottom. I think everyone's really struggled so far since the RLCS has started this season. Season 5's been a bit hectic.
It has been very sloppy at times from what we've seen from the players, but also opens up a lot of opportunities for players as well. Of whoever can pick themselves up first can really step up. And FNATIC would love to try and pick themselves up with the very first series that they will have this season. Pondex looking to try and play long over to Marky. Marky's been playing much better compared to how he was last season. Just didn't quite seem to know his place last time.
A bump in midfield. It's going to leave it wide open, but it doesn't go in.
Crossbar makes his return from last week, but that was a miss in the air, and Snasky can turn it in.
Crossbar not MVP just yet. It wasn't able to save them from this second shot. A bump in midfield from Excel on each other. Somebody essentially just cleared the other one. I didn't catch the names, but somebody smacked the defender out, and that's what let the first shot happen. And then from there, it was all panic to try and save.
Teams rely so much on knowing where each other are now, and when all you hear is, I've been hit, you're just suddenly like, okay, where was that player? Where was he mentally in my head? And now I've got to go and cover for him. Maestro.
Especially when it's your own teammate that hits you.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, it was a team bump.
Oh, dear. Niels Cook to try and get it away, but he's only got it over to Snasky, 2-0, and this is the perfect return so far for FNATIC.
Within the first minute, they've already scored 2, keeping it high and away from Niels Cook. Sicky keeping it all the way above the net. I like the attempt. Niels Cook, not the best touch he wanted. He would have liked to push that more towards the corner, cut off the angles as much as possible, since he was quite alone back there. He was that last line of defense, but he wasn't able to push it to the corner, and it leaves a shot open for Snasky.
This has been a terrible start for Excel. They've effectively handed this lead away. They need to try and set themselves back down because they are up against a tough task in the form of FNATIC. Maestro trying to play the ball by himself. Managed to get it all the way down to the other side of the field. Now Excel stuck on the defense. The defense has been the major question so far this season of Excel. Can they handle pressure? The double commit from FNATIC, but the ball's so far out of the way that really just shouldn't be a problem. They can get themselves all rotated back. Sicky taking his time. Maestro instead takes it away. Pondex also gets himself beat. Maestro played it straight down. Gonna look for a double tap. Couldn't quite get there though.
2 goals up. 2 goals up. They're just kind of playing 2-man attacks. There's no need to commit too much to this. They don't need any of these goals, but it would not hurt to have any security. It never hurts to win by a pretty big margin.
Especially if you are FNATIC right now. You've been waiting so long for this moment, and you've just had a 2-0 lead just given to you. Why not just sit on it and make sure that you can take yourself this first win? Inside of Excel, though, we need to see them starting to really put together some better plays. These long balls will not work out too far, especially with all 3 members of FNATIC behind the ball. Long shot, save there from Sicky. Probably follow that one straight up. Lovely little faint touch there from Sicky, taking it past Marky, who was trying to run it down. Just over half of the game now played. Marky trying to set up in the middle. Pondex already over there, means he can't quite run onto it. It's just going to be pushed straight into the corner. Maestro tries to clear, straight back over to Niels Cook. Excel possibly could have tried to look around for a bump there. Maybe trouble the defender just a tiny bit more because these shots are not powerful enough to really test. Although Sicky, he went off for the shiny thing and he gets caught.
Yeah, he got caught in this one. He had 38 boost. There was really no need for him to go all the way to the corner. Probably assumed that Snasky maybe had some kind of contact on that, assuming he would at least find a way to try and bully that ball or at least slow it down, get a 50-50, even in no one's favor. But I guess a little lack of communication there will leave it wide open. But still, a 1-goal lead for FNATIC.
This game suddenly back on as Marky Dudar charges it down. And just like that, the lead has evaporated.
All right, Sicky, what happened with this one? Another one. Sicky waited so long trying to read this. No one called him, or I guess maybe he wasn't ready for Marky Duda. He had the boost. I'm really surprised that he took so long to go up for that.
Sicky's a player that is well known for incredible positioning, so the idea that he is not up for that or not on the backboard going for it is worrying, because he should be up there. He's the player that you'd expect to be able to read those plays. He does get demoed. Maestro forced to push forward to the corner. We're back to a neutral game now. Excel able to pull this match back. Maestro, he's got Snasky in field, instead tried to take on Neilscook by himself, and now it gives the ball back over to Pondex. Marky aiming for Pondex. Can't quite get the flick, but he's got himself set up for the touchback, and there is Marky Duda. Excel on a roll.
The second goal today Marky Duda has scored from this angle, and so quickly he recovers to try and get this, turning his card perfectly to make sure that he can keep it up high, but not too low. Not too high? Up high, but not too high. I think that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I think you're about right.
I think that's what my brain was trying to say.
You're right enough.
That's all I aim for, just to be right enough.
This is a major problem now for FNATIC. They haven't quite moved out of the same gear as when they were in 2 goals up. Just having everyone stuck behind the ball and allowing the ball to keep bouncing around them. Excel taking advantage. They've got the lead.
I like the way Marky decided to drop that gently over to Neilscook, not giving up possession. Excel seeming to be a little more, or having some more, I don't know what I'm looking for.
Patience?
No, I'll figure it out later and I'll let you know.
I want you just to blurt it out as soon as it comes to your head.
I genuinely just drew like the most massive blank. I forgot most of my words.
Oh, Snasky, you wanted to leave Marky Dudar in a pile of heap. Going to run forward and take him out. This time, Maestro. Able to go past Snasky. He's got options. He's going to go for Maestro. Ball's quite heavy, though. Maestro still able to make something. Comes straight out. Sicky up high. Snasky going to try and chase this down, but Marky Dudar is already there. And now Neilscook passing over to Pondex. That was a little bit dangerous there as Maestro wanted to come in for the challenge. They've managed to play it around, and now with 20 seconds remaining, that risk might pay even better. Time is ticking away, and currently FNATIC have not been able to put anything together. Snasky being taken out will make it even more difficult. As you can see Marky holding all the way back. They already know that they don't have to do anything more. Just keep the ball away from FNATIC, and they will take this first win. Maestro wants to try and keep it up, but he won't be able to do so. Still, Marky Dudar charging himself forward. He probably could have left that, actually. And landed straight on the floor, and now Sicky up high, off the crossbar and down. Explosive end to game 1.
Intentions are what I was looking for.
Hooray!
And that shot intended to go in. Sicky so close, trying to make up for the lack of defense earlier. FNATIC showing a great early game. Handed to them or not, they were still playing consistent, but something happened on defense probably the second minute on. I don't know what it was. Seeing Sicky grounded for so long, I'm with you. That's worrying because that's not like any player, but let alone Sicky. What did they say on the desk? They were touting how great his defense was. And yet he just sat and watched that for so long. I don't know if something went wrong, dropped his control, sneezed. Maybe he had a sneeze. We don't think about that. I can't tell what he's doing. Maybe he was sneezing.
We make it far too obvious at times. It's just like there's so many things that could potentially happen. Could
Dog
you imagine
barking.
losing a Rocket League, like a huge RLCS game, to a sneeze?
I bet you that happens in like a lot of things, you know?
Yeah.
Just losing to a sneeze. Well, not a lot. I'm sure it happens, though. Crippling.
Well, either way, Excel, sneeze or not, have taken the win in game number 1. And yeah, we don't know what happened. I'm sure FNATIC maybe gets some tissues to try and fix the issue, get this all sorted out, because that was a very stale defense that they put together towards the very end there. And just want to see them moving a little bit more. There was no one on the backboard ever for FNATIC as well, which is something you'd expect them to see, considering they have been playing rival series for a while, where everyone does tend to try and go route 1. They try and take it off the backboard.
Do you think maybe they're just not accustomed to the type of offense that they're dealing with?
Oh, I can guarantee you that they have been scrimming as much as possible.
I guess that's true, yeah.
There are honestly no obvious explanations outside of asking for them. Sure, they can try and turn it around right here and right now. Siki taps it straight down to Maestro. Maestro! Oh. I don't know if he could have got the angle on that anyway, but I really like to think he could, and that we just gave up a really nice play.
I mean, the idea's there, which means they're opening up really strong, already getting creative within the first 30 seconds of a match, which is generally where teams spend a lot of time trying to reposition themselves. So I like seeing that. Maestro seeming to be the cherry picker for this series so far.
Maestro gets blocked by Ponex. Now Niels Cook looking for the infield pass, but Marky Duro is too far forward. Need someone on the halfway line who can really just run onto those sort of shots if you want the infields to work. Now Niels Cook up high. Siki almost got caught again. He might have been done. And here comes Ponex with the shot. Maestro comes in with the save. And Siki finally comes through with the sweep.
I honestly thought the tactical double whiff was going to make the goal go in after that.
We've seen crazier things this weekend. There's a big block. Marky might have got it over to Niels Cook. Bounces off the side. Siki with the clear. Majority of the offensive pressure so far going to Excel. Ponex taps it straight down. Could be a possibility for the follow-up. And here is Marky. Rolls it in for his 4th goal of this series.
Let's talk about this touch from Ponex. Just watch this. That was almost on target.
It was absolutely insane. Very akin to what we saw from Bluey earlier on today.
Yeah.
Also didn't quite go in, but this time it eventually did from Marky. Ponex is a player that is very much an enigma in the European scene. He can be the best player and the worst player on the pitch at the exact same time.
Not a title I'd like to earn.
Really, but definitely is one of those players that can go for nut things. It can work out either very well or it just doesn't work out at all. Ponex now over to Niels Cook. Shot shouldn't trouble too much. Maestro now up. FNATIC can be the target man. He's got the demo. Now to turn around, try and set up one of his teammates. Niels Cook though already on the goal line. Siki already there. Wants to try and tap this straight down, but just having too many players around, and the push to the side was good enough. It's Marky. Loves to keep the ball on the floor and cause as much damage as possible. FNATIC instead respecting that, holding themselves back on the goal line. Waiting for the ball to come over to them. Still, Excel have the lead as we start to encroach upon half of this game played. It's a good tap down from Marky. Maestro forced to react. I like this so far from FNATIC. They're just doing a very good job of lofting the ball and then trying to follow. Here's going to be Ponex following his own tap. But once again, just very slow defense from FNATIC.
Not just slow defense, but Excel are turning it around quickly. I mean, this was pretty textbook, just Ponex chasing down his own ball. Really nothing too crazy. But what I really have enjoyed seeing is that midfield trying to just stagnate any movement from FNATIC pulling out, right? They're challenging those really awkward behind the back touches, it feels like, you know, just dropping it down, slowing FNATIC's idea down because they're trying to get the quick counterattacks, and they're just making it that much more difficult.
Long ball from Marky. Trying to get it in, and he's gonna do so. Marky Dudar is just on fire with his shooting today.
I mean, let's just talk stats right now. 7 shots from Excel and 2 for FNATIC. They really just haven't been able to gather up any kind of offensive pressure. They haven't really gotten it out of their half while keeping control. There's been a couple of opportunities, like right off the bat, right, when Maestro could have potentially had that shot. Good ideas right off the bat, but once players start to inject themselves into that, their opponents, that is, they really seem to struggle to figure it out.
Once you start making mistakes as well, it becomes something that's stuck in the back of your mind. It can be a domino effect of sorts where you just start to make more and more of them. So now a 3-goal lead. Excel, if they continue on to witness, they'll be on match point against the returning FNATIC. It's been a nightmare for them so far. It's Marky. You know, he'd love to grab his hat trick this game. Instead, tries to set up Ponex. Touch from Maestro, just going to go straight over to the third man. That is Niels Cook. That's going to go in. That's 4 goals.
Watching FNATIC trying to read where this was going. Maestro goes up, FNATIC decides, hey, I won't go for it. Then he wants the challenge, but realizes that Niels Cook's going to beat him. And that shot from Niels Cook's really not that easy to make when you really, truly need to. Straight over FNATIC, who just really couldn't decide where to be.
This has been the perfect style of game for Excel. They've got 2 prolific shooters on their team in the forms of Marky Dudar and Niels Cook. And the fact that they are getting shot after shot against a team like FNATIC, who really should be able to pressure better, but their boost control has just simply not been good enough where they've been able to challenge the midfield. So that's meant that Nielscook and Markiduro just have been able to have a field day thus far. Now Pondex plays the ball long. It's going to go to Maestro. Any comeback is on the table for FNATIC. They need to score this. Just doesn't quite sneak its way, and still the offensive pressure is there. Siki, though, faked out by Nielscook. Pondex is an option downfield. How comfortable do Excel look right now to you, Carpet?
Surprisingly.
For a team that is been downplayed as much as they have, it doesn't seem to be affecting them at all. Siki can't quite get there. Here's Snaski. Still FNATIC trying to find a way through. They need to at least put one on the board in this game. Just sort of say to themselves that, look, we can still break down this team. It's going to be all to do after this one. 20 seconds now, still 4 goals to nil. Snaski over to Siki.
There we
Still
go.
Up high. This could be a big momentum shift. Maestro will turn it in. 13 seconds left. It's a consolation goal, but it's a big one.
It is, and Shogun, I want to ask how you feel. I feel like right now the biggest weakness from FNATIC is their transition from defense to offense. They don't really seem very gathered or organized when they do finally get it out of their half. It almost just feels like they're like, oh, thank God. But then Excel just smacks it right back, and they've got so much attack coming right back at them.
So I feel like it comes down to the boost thing that I was talking to you earlier on. They are effectively sharing 2 major boosts across all 3 of them. The midfield is completely controlled right now by Excel. That becomes a huge problem, especially when you're playing as much defense as FNATIC are right now, because when you try and transition, there's no targets. There's no one that you can put in the midfield and say, okay, go an aerial for it, because you're using all of your boost to try and get to the long balls played by Excel. It's a problem overall where just one thing that Excel is doing is causing so much knock-on to FNATIC.
Now, could that not be solved by kind of leaving somebody up in the midfield, trusting a 2-man defense, let them kind of sit near that boost, get a bump or 2? Even if they have no boost, they are still some kind of target, right?
Yes.
So then they can kind of beat that speed bump or ricochet to give everybody just that extra feels more time, right? If I know I've got a player in midfield with no boost and I shoot it straight at him, he can go up the wall and just kind of deflect it a little bit further downfield, gives us all more room to breathe and give us control. But I feel like even at that, like that'd be, I guess, the way to solve that when you really just have no more midfield pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. But if I was like theorycraft that one a little bit, and just like, okay, why wouldn't they go for that one? The main reason that comes into my head would be trust. No one is having a good defensive display right now, so who's going to be that player who just goes, yeah, you guys can do it. You guys have been doing fine. There's nothing wrong at all.
Yeah.
I'm going to go down here. The only reason why that works for a team like Complexity is because, well, a lot just trust Metsonaris and Magnus.
Yep.
That's the reason why they get away with that. They need the trust for that to work.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's there right now.
Well, just watch the positioning. Whenever you're actually going to watch FNATIC retreat, they all want to be behind the ball, right? They all want to be between the ball and their own net, which generally is the safest option. But it's also going to be your slowest option when all you want to do is try and move forward and get the attack, try and change it into your favor. So if they all drop back behind the ball, that's just too many. It's unnecessary, right? At this point, in this skill level, these players can, a single one of them can carry it out, maybe push it past 1 or 2 more attackers.
Oh, Pondex almost managed to get, sorry to cut you up there, Carpet.
No, worthwhile.
But once again, we're seeing Excel trying to go for those cross-map plays. And almost once again, Pondex was able to drop it in.
He's going to drop straight down. Nielscook can't get there in time, and it's been wide open with a demolition and shot at the same time from Maestro. The lead for them in game number 3.
So this was a much better transition this time around. Catching Pondex out, though. Too far forward, able to loft it over the top. The demo looked nice, although it was nothing more than that. It was just
superfluous.
It was a bit of a fashion shot.
It was a little bit more of like a cool guys don't look at explosions kind of moment.
But this might open up FNATIC just that little bit where they're going to be able to say, all right, you guys got to come to us. We can see if we can open you up a little bit more. Or it might play into the mistakes that they've already been making, holding too many players back and not moving for the ball.
What's going on right now? Siki was in net, Maestro on the wall, Snaski on the back post. They were all like kind of in position, but just like half a second too late. That was super weird.
It was super weird. I mean, the positioning seems almost right, but everyone seems to be positioned where they're expecting someone else to hit it and then they can follow.
Yeah.
But because everyone's trying to follow a shot that is never happening, they just get stuck. Maestro tries to put this straight back into the middle. Pondex. Soft touch from him, goes straight over to Snaski. Marky straight up to Ponex. I am liking Ponex right now as that a lot style. All right, you're over there. We'll aim for you, and you can open up the play for us.
It's really helped because it's keeping FNATIC in their own half, because then everyone from Excel pushes up, grabs those midfield boosts, or at least sits on them, and then it's that much more of a struggle for FNATIC to gain control.
That could have happened yet again, but this time Maestro able to win the challenge. Marky had already grabbed the boost in the midfield, so that challenge win becomes absolutely huge for FNATIC as they can keep this as a neutral game. Ponex. I've almost pre-jumped that. That was how quick he was to that ball. And now Sicky, he's opened this up. It's an easy goal, and Maestro will turn it in.
Control from Sicky here. Beautiful trap right around one. Second one, I feel like Marky maybe should have known that was happening, but it is very difficult. He was probably blind to where Sicky was behind that ball. It's a lot easier to watch a dribble from aerial view and be like, he should have seen exactly what was happening.
The main part of dribbling that always works out is catching what people think is going to happen, and now it's going to be an extra shot from Snaski. Didn't quite get it past Marky, but this time around, FNATIC will just say, all right, finally, we're going to sit on a lead and we're going to hold on to it because they have been unable to do so far. Marky wants to give Ponex the option of going for the half rotate, but instead chose to stay away. Snaski can't get it past Ponex. Will Pone try and put it straight back over to Marky? Instead, no, over to nielscook. Snaski, though, big clear from him. Interesting now to see what FNATIC will do from here. How will they try and lock this down? Maestro can go for the half rotate, but Marky is in front of him. Bumps all over the place, and he can't get anywhere with it, but now Snaski with the shot, straight into the middle. Double commit there, gonna open up the shot for Sicky, and he will turn it in for a 2-goal lead.
Shogun, this happened so long ago, but Ponex got his boost stolen by, I believe, Sicky at the midfield. That is what started this struggle from him. He had no boost that entire time. The first save, I was so surprised that he actually got, but there's no way he'd be able to get both of them. He tried to pre-jump to make up for the fact that he had nothing. But there it is, the midfield control Shogun. We talked about it earlier.
Ponex uses a lot of boost, almost managed to get the flip reset. Very difficult to do on the Batmobile, considering how long the car is. I'm sure Ponex would have felt comfortable enough as he goes to the air yet again. Marky has been caught. Sicky can try and follow here. FNATIC must win this matchup if they want to keep this series going. They're in prime position to do so. Marky ends up getting small enough touch. Definitely managed to fake out some of his opponents who thought he was going to try and go infield. Now Maestro putting it straight over. Sicky being a little bit of a nuisance to the defensive Excel. Still 2 minutes remaining. 2 goals separating these teams. It's going to be Excel trying to find a way back. Ponex might have got it set up, but couldn't quite sneak it in. No follow-up for Excel. Here's Marky. Go for the double tap. Sicky, though, already on the backboard. Here's nielscook. Continues his shooting spree this game.
Marky chasing this down, really wanting that second touch, but he didn't make it. Neither did Sicky, though. Wide open shot, essentially, for nielscook. A little bit textbook, I suppose. Just right off the backboard. No one going for it. Sicky just missing it. Probably felt a little devastated.
Either way, we've got a much closer game now and still plenty of match left to play. 1 goal, 90 seconds now. nielscook off the backboard, launches long. Will Marky go for it? Don't think he has the boost for it. nielscook's also pretty low, so this could be a difficult time for Excel to open up. Ponex, he pre-jumped. He's going to be forced to pay the cost of that one. Excel, they had plenty of time. They did not need to commit that hard.
They probably started to feel the pressure, but I think a lot of this is just coming from the frustration of not feeling like you have a lot of defensive pressure. The last 2 minutes, that I feel like they've only been able to get 1 or 2 shots. They haven't been able to have Ponex up in that cherry-picking position because they're slowly starting to lose control of the pitch.
But Excel continuing to pressure, and there's Niels Cook with his third.
Caving into the pressure again. I'm still wary of this FNATIC defense, double committing, not really trusting each other, not giving each other targets to push for because they want to be back to help each other out, but that's not working in their favor. You see Excel just constantly with the barrage of shots and eventually bringing this back to a one-goal game.
It's a team of glass cannons on both sides that we're seeing so far. The defense, super wobbly. There's going to be the tire. 4-all, and once again, FNATIC can't hold the lead.
Sicky and Snasky going up for this. Look at the counterattack. Marky Duda just finding himself at that midfield with no one to contest him. Maestro being the last man back. What do you think his best option would have been? To sit and wait for Marky's shot or pass? I think he was scared it would be totally horizontal.
There's no real good decisions there for him because he could get beat either way.
It was like the worst spot he could have been in.
It's mostly down to the kickoff going so poorly for FNATIC. This is going to be an opportunity opened up. Podex puts off the backboard. Here's Niels Cook, gets there first, but couldn't angle his car enough. Now Niels Cook needs to try and beat Sicky. He's going to bounce out just enough, but Marky did not too far forwards. Probably going to try and put this one down as quickly as they possibly can. We're going to go to overtime. Excel on match point. If they get the goal here, it's all over. Sicky gives the ball straight over to Marky. Snasky gets to get there in time. He's got blocked from Ponex. Opportunity for Niels Cook to really open this up now for Excel. Good block from him. Marky, he can aim for Niels Cook. There's enough boost to try and do something with this. Could drop all the way down off the crossbar. Almost went for the post. It's definitely on the wrong side of that. Here's Sicky. Launches the shot. Let's go to game 4.
After almost letting it win in right off the ceiling, Maestro is able to contest that ball beautifully. So he can push that while Sicky chases down the field 25 seconds into the overtime, and they will stay alive. FNATIC bringing the series 1-2.
So FNATIC can't hold on to a lead, but if they can take it in overtime, then that doesn't matter. It's a good strategy from them.
That's a terrible strategy.
It's a terrible, I mean,
do not make your strategy going to overtime. Folks, do not listen to any of that. That is a terrible
Who's
strategy.
the grand champ here?
Not me. You?
Yes.
Doesn't matter. Are you a pro?
Nope.
All right, then. I assume if you're not pro, you're just as bad as me.
Oh, okay.
It's actually not fair.
There are
a lot of people way better than me at this game.
We're all ants compared to the pros around here, but finally FNATIC able to pick up their first win of the season. There's a lot to dissect here. We're going to try and get through as much as we possibly can. Firstly, FNATIC looking better rotationally on the offense. They're doing a much better job of transitioning. It is just bad defense on both sides.
And a lot of it we saw from FNATIC. I think this one really was just trust. Everyone is seriously all dropping back. They didn't trust anyone to go for it. There were a couple times, especially when it got a little more hectic, we'd see somebody go for like a gentle save while somebody came screaming across. If you just trusted one of those people for that save, the other one could have put themselves in such a more useful position. Two people sitting and then one person going, it's not really going to work with how fast-paced the game is getting. It's just going to let your opponents just take more and more shots on you. Excel, a couple of mistakes, probably a good handful of mistakes in defense in their own favor as well.
I would feel like some of the mistakes that we're seeing from Excel has just been down to how much success they've had on the offense, where they've got away with so much in the midfield where they can challenge everything. And now that FNATIC are transitioning better, they're being caught a little bit too far forward. So Excel possibly need to wind themselves back just a little bit and respect FNATIC's rotations just a little bit more. Unless they want a shootout, at which point I'm all down for a shootout.
I'm all for it. Give us some highlight reels. Show me what you got.
Sicky. Going to set this one straight up to Snasky, although it's not going to be in before Ponex can shut this one down. Ponex, once again, target man. Couldn't quite tap that straight over to Marky Duda. But instead, still dealing some damage.
Playing quick now, Excel.
Definitely does open you up when you've got someone downfield because it means you can pick up some boost after you've smacked the ball. Marky Duda, back over to Mill. Sicky is going to win. It's going to go long yet again, and Excel caught too offensive.
This isn't the highlight reel guy I was hoping for, guys.
No,
wide open shot, Pondex, Marky, Niels Cook, that last man really hoping to just get any part of his car in that to slow it down enough for someone to retreat. Really trying to play aggressive, which I like. That's how they did. I mean, they were playing so quick in the beginning that it wasn't even 50-50s. They were literally just straight up beating FNATIC to the ball.
Yeah, but that's now happened for 2 games straight where they're starting to get caught by these long balls. Surely the alarm bells are going to start ringing and say, okay, it worked for 2 games. They fixed that. We now need to go for something else.
We talk about people cherry picking, but That also leads to bumps and demos, which we really haven't seen a lot of this series.
Nils Cook shot straight down into Maestro. Weak enough as well that Maestro can try and set up FNATIC. Launches the ball long yet again. Maki Dula going to try and take the ball under his own control as it goes long. Strike over to middle. Nils Cook. Got Maki towards the middle, instead pushes it straight back into Siki. Trying to see if any gaps will be opened up by FNATIC's defense itself. Here's Nils Cook with the shot into the top. He is just free scoring today.
He seriously is, but look at how quick his team is getting there. Everyone beating as many people as they could of the ball, but again on defense, FNATIC, no one there. I guess in the box, everyone again on the line. I was saying it earlier, they always want to be behind the ball thinking it's the safest route, but if all three of them are back there and no one's there to try and just muddle up the shots, you're going to leave things wide open like that.
So once again, we see Excel putting everyone forward for the offense. This time working out. It seems like they are happy to take this as the challenge. See just how well FNATIC's defense can hold up against the speed. Maki Dula leaving it for Nils Cook. Shot from Maestro will not be able to get past the charging player. Snaski's touch shouldn't go in, although Nils Cook, he's gone for a wide line, finally gets there. Decided the save was just a little bit too easy for him. Decided to make it a little bit more of a spectacle for us.
That would have been a record for the slowest shot in RLCS history.
I can't disagree with that. That's the worst part. I'm trying to remember something slower. I think there was one really slow one during the play-ins week, but I don't know if we can quite count that. Snaski out to Maestro. Shot, though, is blocked. Still managed to almost go straight past Nils Cook. Ponex taking out some of the danger for himself, hitting as many players as he possibly can. Here's Maki Dula. Shot is on target. Maestro just gets there, though. What a save that is. Not only keeps it out of the net, but he pushes it to the corner.
And now Pondex, last man on defense, needs to drop this to the corner, but he puts it right in front of the net. Maestro is going to capitalize and give them the lead.
Oh, a poor touch there from Pondex. Sets up Maestro, who can continue his scoring. And that is not the way you want to put yourself behind. Still got 2 minutes and 17, though, to try and fix it.
Remember when you said Pondex can be both the best and worst player at the same time in the match? Such incredible shots, but that was not a great touch on defense.
I don't mind being proven right, but I could have done without that one.
So could Pondex.
Siki now. Got Maestro over in the middle. Challenge goes in his favor. Now Snaski runs forward. Can't quite turn it in. Immediately shut down. Long ball now from Excel. That could go the entire length, but though just a little bit too high. Still a minute and 50. And here's going to be the major question. Can FNATIC hold on to a lead? It's something that they've struggled with in all series. Their only win coming from an overtime so far. Ponex looking for the backboard. Here's Maki. Taps it low, wanting to see if everyone's going to go backboard to defend for FNATIC. Instead, everyone already on the floor. Still plenty of pressure so far from Excel. Can they convert it, though? Every single player is forward. They are more than susceptible to a long ball here. Nils Cook trying to set. He's got a bump on Snaski. Maki just needs to charge it down, but Maestro already there. Excel are really starting to ask some questions of this defense as we head towards the final minute of this game.
Pace is something they've proven to us, but it's a matter of consistency and touches, making sure that they can't get caught off and let the counterattacks be their weakness.
We are over 50 seconds away from a Game 5. Pondex off the backboard. Siki should be able to get there. He's launched that one pretty well. Straight up to Maestro, who can continue this play. They want to go coast to coast with that, and they could still keep this going as Siki looks for the tap down. Couldn't quite get enough wheel in order to really slow the ball down. And now the counter attack. Pondex launches it. Can he get the double tap? Oh, just not there in time. If the first touch was on target, Siki had no chance of getting back, and we would have been tied up yet again.
FNATIC trying to get the first two difficult games out in this potential reverse sweep.
Yet another testing shot, still not powerful enough. But the final offense is going to go to Excel. Can they turn this into something? Nils Cook looking for Maki. He's got Pondex in support, but Siki already up there. Much better this time for FNATIC. Putting players on the backboard, and that is the result. Much better defense.
Bumpy start for both of these teams. Still a little bit bumpy, I'm not going to lie. But FNATIC, after letting the first two games get away from them, Excel outpacing them, out-controlling that midfield. It seems like they seem to be getting a little bit closer to what they want. Unbelievable defense from not just Siki, but Maestro. There were 2 crazy saves from him that he was able to pull off. Their shots have also been pretty dang good.
Yep.
Obviously enough to push through this Excel defense and the counterattacks. They're starting to finally get control. And evenly, 2 shots apiece for everyone on FNATIC. So they're making sure that they're rotating. They're not assigning anybody roles.
No. And I want to just remind everyone, Siki and Snaski, they've done this before. 2 seasons ago, their very first week, the Leftovers, they made a name for themselves with reverse sweeps. Could they be about to reintroduce themselves to the RLCS with a bumpy performance, but still some of what we used to love?
I mean, if they open up another season with another reverse sweep, I don't know if that's a good thing. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. I love it as a someone that enjoys this game and loves watching it, but stop it, man. Stop taking so long.
It's not special if you keep doing it all the time.
I mean, it's actually the most impressive thing to do consistently, but also the most stressful thing for you and your poor heart, and me and my poor heart, and all your fans.
Well, Excel would like to try and prevent that. Been a team so close to some major wins throughout this season, but just have been unable to push it over the finish line. This is their last chance to do so against a resurging FNATIC team who are starting to look slowly better and better as this series progresses. Opportunity for Pondex, he gets a big block there. Teammate already rotating all the way back. To be expected immediately off the kickoff. Marky Duda had limited resources. Siki launches long, he just does that and then immediately moves himself back. Nielscook though with the shot. Already just seen how dangerous Nielscook can be this series. I'm not too sure I like the idea of allowing him to be set up with a Pondex for a huge save after Maestro's shot. Now Snaski up high. Maestro can't get there. This is just a complete cluster, and Snaski will take advantage.
Maestro and Snaski going up for this. Really didn't matter. Why were they both there? Why were Nielscook and Pondex both there?
I don't know, but Marky, he'll be asking the exact same question because he was the one forced to deal with it.
No one was even close to challenging that. That was so unnecessary. One of them could have easily gone to the ground to help give them a target or help give them a 2-man touch out.
What a play!
What a weird situation.
Gotta remember, this is a huge opportunity for Excel.
What a save!
They're a team that many have questioned their ability to get into the top 6, and a win here would do so much for their regional championship aspirations. But it's slipping away from them, and it's slipping away from them very quickly now. Already a goal down, as we've just got over a minute here in game number 5. Big block there from Snaski. Maestro. Got Snaski.
He's going for a bump, there it is!
Gonna go the entire way, goes low, and Maestro will put it to 2-0.
Just when I hadn't seen enough of it. I wanted to see more bumps and physical play, and there it is. Maestro getting the path cleared for him. Poor Marky tried to recover as quick as he could. That is going to be a 2-goal lead for FNATIC. 3:45 left, Shogun. It's a real match.
It's an absolute real match right now. I've been waiting to hear that from you, Carpet. Siki gonna try and leave that one. This is very difficult for Excel. It just seems like they haven't got their footing into this match at all.
Is that going? All right.
Nielscook goes midfield. Marky launches long. Can Nielscook get this up high? This is a huge opportunity now for Excel as they've got this into the offense. Siki. Marky Duda can't read it. Maestro now, he's got boost there as well. He can keep this play going, but couldn't quite land correctly.
Maestro's up for this drop.
Oh, just wanted to drop it straight onto the hood of Siki. Not quite well enough, though, as Marky can continue to slowly move forward. I don't think he's got any boost, but he's still doing enough damage. As it is eventually cleared away. Excel trying so hard to pick up a goal as quickly as they possibly can because they know FNATIC are going to start turtling up the closer we get to 0 seconds. Launch long. Here's Pondex. He's going to be up high. Can he go for the shot? Puts it straight down. Snaski, though, huge touch from him. Puts it straight into the corner. And that allows his team to breathe.
What a play for Excel to get that there. From their own net, and not just to the wall, but a little bit shy of it. So it really kept Maestro and put him for a loop because he was on that wall hoping to try and contest it. So they're really trying to shorten up these passes so that no one can intercept.
Long ball there from Siki. Name of the game right now for FNATIC will be keep the ball out of our half, but a good transition there. Nielscook might have actually slowed that one down. I think he wanted to try and force it back off to the backboard. Unable to do so. Now Siki off the backboard himself. He's never going to be able to reach that, but I know who can, and that is Maestro, who has just scored goal after goal after goal this series.
Another crippling defensive mistake in this series. Nielscook trying to just shuttle himself through the net. He tried to come from underneath the net and just fling himself out there. Poundek's trying to retreat and just do anything he can, but it's such a difficult read for him. A 3-goal lead for FNATIC.
What a save!
This has gone from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows for Excel. Have been unable to convert a 2-game lead into a win, and if the lead stays like this, they're going to lose this game 5 convincingly as Maestro picks up his 2nd hat-trick of this series.
They have to just be tilted off the face of the earth. There's so many missed defensive touches this series, but just this game alone from Excel, it has conceded 2, at least, maybe even 3 of their goals. FNATIC are just going to keep putting them in if they're just going to keep giving it to them.
I mean, you can see me right now, Carpet.
You look disappointed.
I'm shaking my head because it was right there for Excel. And they've been a team that have shown us so much throughout this season, but they've also shown us so little mental fortitude. They are collapsing in Game 5.
I think this one's a wrap. This one looks like a wrap the way they're playing. That should not have been open. I mean, there's really no one to blame for that. That is a full team breakdown. Whether they've just given up on this game or whether they're all getting frustrated, maybe they're yelling at each other, throwing controllers across the room. Not looking good for this final game, at least for Excel.
It's looking absolutely perfect for FNATIC.
Yeah, it is.
At this point, it's stats padding, and Maestro, his goal stat has just got to be incredible right now. He's already on 4 for this game. Going to try and get it over to Snaski. Maestro up high. Push over to Nielscook. Just over a minute remaining in this matchup.
What a save!
FNATIC. This isn't exactly how I think they imagined their return to the RLCS, but they'll win nonetheless. 5 goals is almost an impossible task for any team to achieve. Last season, it became more or less a thing of 3 goals was pretty much the maximum I think we saw. Maybe a 4-goal comeback at one point, but not 5 goals. Never 5 goals.
Such a short period of time, and it seemed like the game was going in Excel's favor for such a long, or at least the series was. Nielscook broke his own personal record in Game 3, 4 goals in a single game. So obviously, individually, they're able to pull it off, but I don't know what's going on.
Podex
Seconds left on the clock.
tries to take it down with a wave dash. Pass straight up to Nielscook. Shot, though, not quite good enough. Even the lightning accuracy of Nielscook not coming out to show itself in this Game 5. Now just over 15 seconds remaining. That is going to be a goal for Podex. A little bit of a pick-me-up there for Excel.
So, with 16 seconds left, I'm going to say pretty confidently.
I honestly thought you were going to ask me if they can make a comeback.
No, we're
Good, sorry.
I mean, I'd like to put you in the spot like that just to see how you respond.
It'll be a big
But
no.
we're about to see Snaski and Sicky open up another season with the reverse sweep.
We won't explain how it happened. We'll just say it did happen. Because
Last time they opened up the season with a reverse sweep against Flipside. So Marky Duda has now been reverse swept week 1 by these 2 dudes again.
every single time. It's not been great, but for FNATIC, they have made their return in winning fashion, taking it in a 5-game series.